Guys, welcome in to Romance of the Three Kingdoms 8 Remake. This, right here, is probably my favorite game series of all time. In case you're the uninitiated, I don't blame you. This game is incredibly popular over in Asia, but less so, at least for us English speakers over here in the West. That said, Romance of the Three Kingdoms is both a RPG and like a grand strategy game combined. I have spent many hundreds, probably thousands of hours playing quite a few Romance of the Three Kingdoms games. 7 and 8, those two, I have the toughest time deciding which one I like better. So, needless to say, I'm pretty excited. I think, let's try to turn down the audio. This is a little bit loud here. Let's try this. Alright, so, anyway. So, first time opening it, I'm here to enjoy it with you. Like I was saying, 7 and 8 are, I would say, probably the ultimate experience of Romance of the Three Kingdoms if you're interested in the series. Basically, it just takes place in ancient China, like all the other games we play, right? Except this time it's based in reality, sort of. It's loosely based on the Three Kingdoms era, if you've ever heard of it. I think somewhere around 180 AD to like 240-ish, 230-ish, something like that. Very bloody time. Not a fun time to live in, but Koei has done an absolutely amazing job bringing to life some iconic warriors, legends, cruel villains, despicable people, all of it together into one ancient China. We will play as an officer, or a civil servant, if you will, for one of the great powers. There are quite a few out there, and you could even start your own, or even join one of the lesser powers and try to make them a better power. This game has incredible amounts of replayability. I can't hype it up enough, but let's play the dang game, shall we? So, obviously, we'll start a new one. Hopefully the audio is okay. You guys can hear me just fine. Alright, Xiaoling apparently is going to help us out here, but we probably won't do her recommended scenario. Yeah, so you can choose recommended if you want. We'll probably just pick the officer. I already have one in mind. Maybe you guys know who it is from the title, but we'll see. Scenario will allow you to choose the time period and then an officer from that time. That's probably the option we'll pick, perhaps. Let's see. Well, I'm most interested in finding this particular officer when he is on the younger side, so maybe we'll choose him. The name is Xu Shu. This isn't one of your common characters that you might pick from a playthrough, but we're going to do something very fun with Xu Shu. If you've never heard of him, basically he was a strategist. Not really a strategist. He helped out Liu Bei in the Shu regimen before he ended up succumbing to a vile plot and was forced to join Cao Cao. So instead, what we're going to do is role-playing here. We're going to play as Xu Shu and then pretend like instead Xu Shu understands that it's a plot and basically chooses to stay with Liu Bei. But I'll get into more of those details later on here. So let's find our character. If I can spell it properly, it's Xu Shu, X-U. There he is. So as you can see, he's kind of a boss. He was originally a swordsman before he turned into a strategist and learned under the Sleeping Dragon himself. If you're not familiar with the storyline, don't worry about it. You don't even have to be to start playing. The game will just simply start showing you the story as you go, and you'll figure it all out. That said, tactics, I do remember, it's been like many years since I played. I remember these are quite good. So like Thunder Strike, Infight, Bombardment, Rain of Arrows, Whirlwind Spiral. I'm not seeing Trample. So maybe they called Trample Whirlwind now or something like that. Apparently this game will be 8, it's based on 8, but apparently it will be very different. So I expect to see some changes. Anyway, it looks like we already do have a couple infantry options and a couple archer options, so we can form those units. We could do cavalry as well, but maybe that's not exactly what we should be doing. As you can see, we have 2 points into some of these abilities, and we also have 3 into some of these other ones too. So you can like level up in a skill after you acquire it as well. All kinds of fun stuff that we will be able to do as we play. So anyway, here's our stats down here at the lower left-hand corner. I actually didn't think he was this epic. I was kind of going for like a middle of the road, sort of middle of the road, but maybe above average type character. Xu Shu seems pretty boss-like. So let's get into it. Yeah, it looks like we have plenty of plots, so that's our main thing, I guess. So we'll play. So Xu Shu became a tactician in somewhere between 206 April and July 207. At this point, we are a relatively lowly officer, but we are the tactician, so we should be able to see how this works out. Right now, yeah, we are under Liu Bei's force. However, it doesn't look like it looks like we've lost our land with Liu Bei. The reason why I know is because Liu Bei's land is always dark green. So I think I know where we're at here, so yeah, let's get started. It's time! The game will begin when you press OK. Look back over your life choices and make sure there's no mistakes. Right, the difficulty and other settings can be accessed, sure. We'll start with normal to get back into the game. Hopefully it's not too easy. The game is somewhat, kind of tough for Liu Bei. Basically, if you're playing anyone other than the dark blue or light blue blob up here, I guess, navy blue. If you're playing anyone other than this section, it's going to be a tough time for you. I'm just spoiling that. We'll leave everything on historical. Already, actually, he's 30, so Xu Shu might not make it that long, but sometimes, even though it's historical, you can find ways of adjusting that, so to speak. So, anyway, let's continue.
Enshoの死後、長男の円丹と甥の交換は相次いで曹操の前に倒れ、三男の円章は次男の円気を頼るも次第に追い詰められていった。こうなったら両党の公孫公を頼るか。今一つ信用できんが。一方の曹操軍も長引く勢力で疲弊し、病で各家を失っていた。悲しいかな奉公。惜しいかな奉公。円家との決着を手向けとせん。その頃慶州では劉備が徐将を軍師に迎え急速に軍勢を整えていた。河北の次は慶州だ。曹操の南下をいかに食い止めるか。ご案じ召されますな。少数とはいえ我が軍にも精鋭が揃っております。ところで劉備様、この近くに伏龍が潜んでいるとか。時に建安12年7月、眠れる龍が目覚めの時を迎えようとしていた。皆の者。
Alright, so here's the start of the game. I can already see we have these animated graphics now. Also, I can hear the classic music playing in the background, so that's great. So, Liu Bei is going to talk about what we need to do for the next season, and ask if any of us would like to do anything in particular. So, she's going to tell us what's going on. We are the tactician. Our role is to support the leaders of our city, such as the governor or the ruler. You're charged with making suggestions to the one you serve. Your level of trust with your superior is an important factor in whether or not your suggestions are accepted. So yeah, we do kind of have to buddy up with people, and there's other bonuses and advantages to doing that as well. So. With that in mind, let's take lend me a bit of your time so that I may explain how to play the game. Alright. So I guess we have to conduct espionage. So that would be to gather intel on a city. That is something that we should be very good at as a strategist. We will gain information on troops, durability of walls, things like that. We can't see what they're trying to do, though, in the city, as far as policies go. Espionage makes plots more likely to succeed in the same city. So it's basically like a bonus to all our wiles that we try to execute. Tactics and whatnot, stratagems. So it's a buff that we'll get for a year. Sounds good. Alright, we'll do espionage as they say. Yep, information on cities controlled by forces other than your own. Cool. Espionage and most other commands used in Parliament require a strategy point. And we can only perform a single action per season, basically. So every time we come into Parliament, each person can only do one thing. So if I send myself out for espionage, for example, I can't do anything else. Another thing to consider, is that it doesn't fail. So easy way to gain merit and whatnot. So, all right, sounds good. Let's gain espionage here. This is a win. So I'm actually having Guan Ping, one of the officers in our army, do it instead. Looks like he's investigated it, and now we have all this information. So they've got 11 officers, and then it shows the stats of the actual province itself. So, like I was saying, it's kind of like a grand strategy game. All of these provinces are under control of a single liege, and you kind of direct the income, the food. As you can see, you have yearly income and expenses, so you have a balance as well. All that sort of stuff. You actually manage your troops as well, as you can see here, and you can determine whether or not you should draft based on how much you could draft, for example. So a little bit going on. Now we have all the information in the city, so great. So, alright, we gained merit for that, and we can continue. We have no other proposals to make right now. So, since we didn't send ourselves, we're allowed to, ask Liu Bei if he would like us to, do other things, like, hire personnel or do something with the military, for example. So, he has no particular domestic policy, so that's okay. Alright, Zhao Yu. The animated graphics are a little bit strange, so I'm not sure if it's like epic or unsettling right now, but anyway. So Zhao Yun would like to do commerce. Sun Qian. Sun Qian, I guess. Here you can suggest, so here we can suggest what mission we would like to take for ourselves over the next 3 months. We can cultivate the land, do commerce ourselves, increase the science level, which allows us to perhaps build new armaments like rams and catapults and things like that. We could also repair the walls, or we could do public order. And as she's pointing out to here, you have different abilities that can help, with any of these particular feats. So we actually have the inventing trait at level 2 here. So it would be best if we chose inventing. We could do commerce or cultivate land too, because we have decent POL scores here, politics scores. These scores are basically out of 100, so higher the better. Our strength is our lowest stat, so we should probably avoid public order if at all possible. So yeah. The laughter is killing me. Promotions, when you advance in rank, you'll be able to command more soldiers. That's the biggest benefit. You also do get a raise as well, which helps a little bit. You know, you can actually buy items or give people gifts and whatnot. So it is good to have a higher rank. But I think the biggest thing is that you can command more soldiers. So we can get more merit through parliament commands, which we just did, missions and battles. So I will apply for science then. Yep, so he approved it. He doesn't have to. He could just be like, well, never mind, we need you over here instead. So, alright. Everyone's dismissed. We get paid if we do our mission. Look forward to seeing our results. Now we have to work on our mission. You can freely do other things like interacting with people, train, or do requests. However, if we complete our mission, we will get merit, and if you go to twice, as she's saying here, you do get a huge bonus. Not huge, but a pretty big bonus. Alright, so this is the main game. Up here we have Xinyi. This is the province that we own. I believe it's the only one that we own. We've got land about at 900 out of 2,000, so we can develop the city and make it prosper into a much larger city even. And these values will increase over time. The more you cultivate the land, the more crops you get at harvest time. Pretty straightforward. Same thing with commerce. The more you do, the more income your city pulls in. Like I said, science is for... Well... if we select the science command here in the workshop, it'll allow us to raise the city's level of scientific development. The higher int, the smoother it is. Once you get a certain level of science, you will receive a science text. Oh, okay, maybe they redid this a little bit. There's more going on here than I expected. So these can be used in Parliament to make powerful scientific developments. Interesting. So, by the way, you'll see that this costs us 60 action points. This is the action points up here. So you can only do X number of things per month. Some things don't use any action points, I think. Like a handful, but nothing that actually like has any impact on the game for the most part. And some things just use a little bit. Like I think visiting other people is like 30 or something like that. So... you can customize what you do to a great degree. For now, I think we'll just conduct as much scientific development as we can, so we can try to level up the city tactics, I guess, a little bit more. Right up here is our gold too, so we have 210 bucks, 210 Chinese circle bucks with squares in the center. I can't remember what they call these, but anyway, this is going to cost us 10 each time. So. Yeah, so the other reason why you want to befriend other people is when you're doing work, someone might come along and just choose to help you out. It increases your score, so obviously that's great. They have to be in the same facility at the time, and obviously, yeah, you have to have a good bond with them. I think you can do it with like a friend as well, so I don't think it has to be a spouse, sworn sibling. Yeah, it can be other acquaintances as well, as long as they trust you. Yeah, so as she just said, relationships come with their own fair share of problems, but making connections is essential if you want your work to go smoothly. So, we don't really have anyone here that we trust, but that's okay. No officers. Linking is apparently the new system they added to 8. So, it actually shows you what the chances are of us realizing bonuses, if you will. So, Looks like science is going to go up 17 based on our int, so let's do it.
ありがとうございます。
So it did go up 17. All right. Sometimes you can get a bonus, I think, if you like a crit, basically. I can't remember if that's true or not, but sometimes things can happen. Like I said, someone can come along and help out, you know, that kind of thing. Working in a sweat can be invigorating. Hard work is essential if you want to develop your city. So let's do it. I'm not sure what the... Oh yeah, so right there it shows... we also gain int experience, so our stats will actually level up as we play the game too. So I'm not sure what the public attitude is though. I think we can inquire to gather information. Yes, that's what it is. So you can inquire at the workshop to... it's basically like talking with the citizenry, seeing what's up. If the citizens, the public attitude is higher, then you will get those natural, just good results, if you will. So let's do that first. So her memory is not as good as it was. Fair enough. But we did gain public attitudes. Let's do more of that first. They seem worth keeping their eye on. It's a Futong. Sure. I think Futong joined... I think he joined Cao Cao, if I'm not mistaken. He fought ferociously against Wu's hordes, and his final moment screams, Han's mighty general should never submit to the dogs of Wu, whereupon he died. Okay. He doesn't have any relationships, so... why not? Yeah, let's try to recruit him. Alright, so we brought Futong to Liu Bei. He says, yeah, I'd like to join your army. Excellent. So, just like that. Yeah, we gain a ton of merit, and apparently cultural reputation as well for doing that. Your actions have consequences. Yep. Sympathy increased. Okay, so this is yet another new system. We inquired around, and it looks like we gained sympathy with this guy. Mifang, okay. Well, how about that? We were thinking the same thing. Yeah, thank you. This was a sympathy. Once it's triggered 4 times, you will form a fated synergetic relationship. Repeated interactions are the best way to raise sympathy with someone, but inquiring at a facility where they are located is also effective. It comes with all sorts of benefits, but whether you sympathize with somebody all comes down to luck. Truly is a matter of fate. Alright. I'm going to drop the music a little bit more here. There we go. I do love the music, but that high note that it gets is just a little bit high. So we'll see. What is this? Tails. Not sure what this is. Looks like we have 3 now and it's flashing. So, I guess let's see. You can trigger an event whenever you want, as long as you've met the conditions. All kinds of stuff, famous historical incidents like the Battle of Chibi, special endings, finding a spouse, and more. Okay. Clear understanding of everything you can or will be able to do. So check the conditions, and then you can trigger an event. So, Water Mirror lesson. Sima Hui visits to explain the importance of expanding one's circle of friends. Alright, yeah, let's do it. You're in good health, I trust. Oh, Master Water Mirror. You've come to visit. Now, do you have any trustworthy friends? In these tumultuous times, you can never have too many. If your relationship is trusting or higher, your friends can work and train with you. You receive more benefits than if you worked alone. If you interact with them and have a discussion, if you're in a hurry, you can also send them things to enjoy, such as gifts. So interact, discuss, and gifts. Alright. So Sima Hui's mission for us is to make a couple friends. That's gonna be hard for us. Alright. Shouldn't be too hard for Xu Shu, though. And then it looks like we gained some wisdom. So we have to do... Okay, so he's gonna give us missions on the public, reputation, and the dynasty. So, gotcha. So we can actually do some more of these already. Yep, let's talk about inquiries. That laugh is great. Have you been paying attention to public attitude? Some of the facilities within a city have a pub. Public attitude, I mean. The dot killed me there. Can be raised by performing an inquiry. The higher it is, the more efficient our missions will become. So that's that system that I was talking about before. Preparations are of higher importance than missions alone. So yeah, perform an inquiry first, raises your public attitude. If we do ever move to a different province, the public attitude obviously goes back to 0. The public attitude is literally that. The public in that city, what their attitude is to us, so. Yep, try raising the public attitude of one of your facilities to max. He will give me a symbol of friendship as a token of his gratitude. You can give it a try whenever. Alright. So, yes, it is very important. I did actually forget about it. But luckily, Sima Hui is here to help us out with it. So we only have 60 action points left now. Let's do 3 more inquiries. Alright, we gained more sympathy with Mishi. We do actually gain public attitude for that too, so that's perfect. And it looks like you can see the sympathy on the right here. Yep, finding your own goal is the best way to live life. All this war and fighting is getting old. Okay. So, we have no more action points, so we're done for now. If I can find the next season. Oh, okay. Let's look at the relationship chart then. Here we can see our rivals and others with whom you are bound by destiny. 2 types of relationships, synergetic ones, which is marked by empathy and captivation, and antagonistic relationships, marked by dissonance and rejection. While it's advantageous to have many synergetic relationships, a look at the relationship will show that you can only share such a bond with a limited number of officers. By increasing your reputation, be it martial, cultural, or notorious, you can increase the number of officers with whom you can forge a relationship. Excellent. So we can have 3 sworn siblings. Apparently, we can have 3 wives. Can I do that too? And then 4 synergetic ones. Apparently, a max of 8, based on our reputation. Looks like we're gonna have a few sworn enemies, dislikes, and grudges, and then some people that are antagonistic to us. We'll even have a rival too. I do remember having rivals in the old games, but I never quite understood what they did. So maybe the game will let us know. All right, and then yeah, if we rest at home, I guess that is how we push to the next. Yeah, it's an extremely important your facility, your house. We can rest. It ends the month and replenishes action points. Yeah, we can also host banquets and interact with other people. Banquets cost money, and I think you can also use wines as well too to make everyone have a good time. Of course. I like the people walking around too. They had this in the old games too, but it looks a little more lively almost for some reason. Although this guy's doing some kind of sideways Michael Jackson. I don't know what that was about. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, and we can also train, learn things, and we could also resign if we're done with Liu Bei. Go home if you're feeling lost. Alright. Let's do it. Looks like we'll get 134 points back. Sounds good. Time progresses to the next month when you rest, and you get action points. Yep. So we'll be doing that often. Doing well, Xu Shu. I'm Han Song of Liu Biao's force. While our forces currently have a cordial relationship, perhaps we should have a conversation to deepen our understanding of one another. So let's do it. It's about time I take my leave, but it must be said that was an enthralling conversation. A lively discussion that the time just slipped away. Right. So yeah, random events can occur. Obviously, it looks like this guy just became trusting with us. We also gained some charisma experience as a bonus too, so fantastic. Let's see. So it wants us to discuss with another officer. Sure, let's do that. We can interact with anyone here. Normally, I try to interact with the ruler because if we have them on our side, obviously, the things that we want to do, they will be more likely to accept. Let's see. Is there anyone more interesting? Not really. Obviously, you also have these three guys, which are friendly with us, but they are the main warriors of our group. Sun Qian is like a yeah. He's I think he took over as the tactician after Xu Shu left, so he's not a bad guy to get acquainted with, I suppose. Sure, let's talk with him. So, this is the interaction screen. We can do quite a few things. We can give people money. We can practice with them. Or even discuss things with them, apparently. So, this discussion is apparently different. So, let's do it. Alright, we had a good time. Looks like we were able to discuss things with someone else. In addition to these discussions, you can also grow closer by giving people stuff, but that's it. So we are now friendly with Sun Qian. Excellent. All right, let's get back to. Okay, she wants us to train now, but we got to remember now we only have 3 months to get our mission done. So we'll do this training as well. So it does give you experience towards the stats. Like I said before, these are out of 100. So in addition to training, you can also get experience by doing other things in town. So it's very likely we're going to hit 100 in the intellect category without even trying, to be honest. So oh, you can only go up to 99 by your own efforts in this one. Okay, good to know. Normally it's a cap of 100. It requires the power of someone like a hermit, apparently. Alright. So that is pretty new. Alright. So we can go up to 90. So we can only get 5 more levels in Int. So what I'm going to do instead is probably either Charisma or Politics. Leadership, same thing. We'll probably level that up. Could even do Strength, too, just to allow us to fight back a little bit better, but doesn't exactly lean into what our character's about these days. So I think we're going to go with Charisma. Yeah, let's train Charisma. Abilities are vital in all sorts of areas, including domestic and battle actions. So if we find ourselves with action points, we can train. Yeah, sounds good. We can accept requests, but again, I think let's finish our inquiries up here first instead. Looks like we gained sympathy with another officer in our group. Xiahou Shi. Alright. I don't remember her really. Xiahou Shi, who is that? Used to be able to see. Hold on. Used to be able to see the officer list. Yep. So, in the info section, we can learn about a bunch of things. Yep. So, city officers, there we go. There she is. Oh, I think she might be, I think she's Zhang Fei's wife. Let's triple check. Yep, Zhang Fei's wife. Okay. Alright. Alright, we only have 34 more action points, so we will hold off on the story missions. Looks like we gained even more sympathy with Mishi. Alright. And you don't want to rest without using a bunch of your action points because the cap is 200. So last time when we rested, we gained 134. So if you exceed 200, then it's just wasted, right? So try to use your action points every month. That said, we are low enough to where should be no problem to rest. Yep, so we're going to be at 148. Sounds good. Now, this is the last month to do things, I believe, already. So, Zhang Fei says, "Excuse me." Well, it isn't Zhang Fei and Jian Yang. What are you two up to? Saw Jian Yang over there, and we were thinking about having a good time. Sure. Night's already upon us. Time indeed does fly when you're having fun. Excellent. Automatically saves time as well. You can change autosaves, of course. Yep, sounds good. Alright, we are now friendly with Jian Yang as well, so that's good. Let's do one more one more inquiry, and then we should have enough for 2 science operations. Hopefully that'll get us to where we need to go. So, if we do stuff at the tavern, we can increase our wealth and fame, but we'll probably look at that next time. So. Alright, so here we go. Hopefully this goes fairly well. This guy didn't know us, so he didn't want to help. Alright. That's fine. It looks like we've already hit 38, so that's good. Let's do one more. Garner fame, it's best to take on various requests. 21. So we actually were 1 point shy. We're 1 point shy of the double mark, so oh well. We tried our best. Let's rest then. Prepare for the Parliament. Okay, so Sun Quan has been proclaimed the regional governor. So that is a title. Ma Tang gained the same title as well, from the Emperor, by the way. And we gained a science text. Alright, so this is basically just an overview of what's going on in the world right now. We are tiny, right in the middle of someone who is pretty friendly with us, but then someone who's not very friendly with us, so... Alright, let's see how we did. Guan Yu killed it at repair, Zhang Fei killed it at public order. We came close. We gained merit for it, so that's good. Alright, so things like this can happen too, where people are fighting about something. Zhou Kang and Mishi. Which suggestion should we pick? We can decide to arbitrate in a way that makes both parties look good, which means that we're debating with both of them. We can propose a new idea that the governor will agree to, which triggers a debate with the governor. I don't know who the governor is. It's not Liu Bei, he is the ruler. So typically, he would assign a governor instead. That could be Guan Yu, probably. But let's make both parties look good. Win debates with Zhou Kang and Mishi to get them to accept my terms. So, yeah, I've been waiting for this too. Debate time. So, let's see. We'll control Zhuge Liang. No, let's just jump right into it. Yep. I vaguely recall how this works, but as you can see, yeah, we're gonna crush him. So it is based on your intellect that determines the overall power of your attacks, so to speak. And then Order and Rhetoric help out with this minigame too. So right off the bat, because we have way more intellect than he does, we destroy his HP. He's already down to half. So we can do Confute, Assert, and Assert. Maybe I should have done the tutorial because I can't remember exactly which one counters which one. So you kind of have to figure out what you want to do against him, right? So you have to kind of think about like what he's going to do and then counter him. So special cannot be used on its own. If you use it and win, your attack power is increased. Cannot be used. Okay, so let's just do Assert, and then Confute, I guess. Right. One card. Let me see. Oh, I think it's based on the number of things we have over here. So, since we have Order at 3 points and then Rhetoric at 2 points, maybe we can do a total of 5. So let's just do an Assertion. So apparently, Asserting does counter Argue, so that's good. So he has Rebut, Argue, and Heed. So I don't see any reason why we shouldn't just Assert again. Confute might be something that confuses the opponent too. But let's use Assert again. Joe Kang says, listen to me. So he did win that with his special. He doesn't have his special anymore, so let's just confute him. Okay, we can use 2 of the same tactics here. So let's do that. He actually won that, so I'm guessing it's because he had more matching arguments. There we go. We won. Yeah, I don't... it's been a while, so I clearly completely forgot about that. Maybe we should have done the tutorial. Anyway, we gain a bit of cultural reputation, and as you can see, 58 int XP. It goes up after 100. So we're going to hit 100 or 99 in no time. So now we have to argue with Mishi. A little bit more int, a little bit scared, but not really. Just outright deleting their HP bar is really what's doing it for us. So we'll do rebuttals. Alright, they have 2 confutes, so I'm going to rebut it, perhaps. We'll see what happens. Okay, so it is based on the power, it looks like. So that's fine. Oh, the stack was higher. Interesting. Okay, well, we've got a 4 stack going on here. Alright. Luckily we did that. Almost had fun. So there's 116 int, which is why I wanted to debate both of them. And we should gain an extra intellect point because of that. So we just tell them that they're both wrong, and they're like, oh, okay, well, that's fair. 2 most important things in Parliament are personnel and military options. Yeah, personnel means we can move officers around. Obviously, we only have 1 city right now, so we cannot do that. And then employ each season would be, yeah, to try and recruit new people. Military is all about marching and also moving soldiers and supplies. Alright. So, the first thing we must do is gather information, lest the story end here and now. So, we could gain more espionage over here. Okay, so we have more information now, and it's on this particular city. So. All right. So we gained a bit of merit, and let's continue. We do have 4 strategy points. I believe these come back every season. So, let's also gain information on this. So this city is obviously a little bit worse off. We don't really want to attack them. We could probably win. But we're friendly with this force for now, so we'll stay friendly with them, I believe, for now. Yeah, so you can conscript as well, but let's not do that for now. They can... The game will also... Obviously, the officers will also ask to do certain things as well, and Liu Bei will decide if they should be done or not. Based on whatever his objective is, or however he feels that we should develop our force, so... No policies still at the time. Some people pipe up on what they'd like to do. I think we should just keep doing science. This is what we're good at. No one's really over here either, so... Public order maxes out at 100. This decreases as we do these other things, so people just have to visit every now and again and just raise the public order to max. Public order also means that we get to resist enemy officers trying to do things in our city. So we probably should honestly do commerce, because as you can see here, we have 3,800 gold, and after this season in Parliament we'll have 3,300. So we're actually having a tough time already maintaining our treasury. So might be a good idea to do that, but I think we'll stick with science for now. Alright, so we were put on the mission, and we will get paid. Messenger reporting in. Apparently someone wants to join. So, if you're uninitiated, by the way, to Dynasty War, or not Dynasty, well, yes, Dynasty Warriors, but also Romance of the Three Kingdoms, that whole era as well. Liu Bei was very well loved by the people, and he was basically like a sandal weaver, but he had, well, he claimed to have ties with the old Liu family, part of a previous dynasty. So, but most people just loved him because of his charisma, and he was able to put together a force in resistance to Cao Cao. So, so this kind of thing happens quite a lot for Liu Bei. People just walk up to him and say, "I'll lay down my life to help you." So, we gain some free soldiers, apparently. A new tale is available. Bandits, a mind unrivaled, Xu Shu's choice. So this might be triggering a tale. Maybe we will do that next time, which is somewhat important to us. So let's do more inquiry. Famous women are often the wives of powerful people. Wish to find a lady, look to the tales. At least that's what I hear. So they give me a symbol of friendship because we reached 100 public attitude. Excellent. Good stuff. So let's do science. So we gain 22 now. We'll do one more round of science, I believe. Looks like we're still at 94 int. So maybe I'll have to check how much experience we actually need. Maybe they toned that down, which would be great. So you level up a little bit slower. Alright. Can lend a sympathetic ear, sure. Alright, so we're out of action points. Let's go back and rest. Ah, man. The nostalgia is just hitting me right now. Ah. Hey, what's up, Zheng Fei? You'd like, why don't we head to the tavern? Oh, man. Don't try to outdrink Zheng Fei. Alright, let's do it. We're gonna lose. You have some interesting stories, Xu Shu. Let's travel again soon. Alright, we got sympathy with Zheng Fei. Nice. Oh, he trusts us now, too. Nice. Alright, let's go to the tavern, then. We can have a hearty meal. Accept requests. Requests are allow us to increase our reputation, which we need to unlock events and tales, and then also remember that gives us more of those synergetic connections, too. It's not something that can be raised quickly, so apply effort. Increasing the number of people with whom we can have that synergistic relationship. I thought it was synergetic before, but I guess synergistic makes more sense. Maybe. Makes it easier to meet officers who don't know us either, as well. Sure, let's accept your request. So, we can do any of these things. Obviously, we want to do something that is of benefit to us in the long run. So in the reward here says we get a slight increase in martial reputation and decrease in notoriety. That's decent, but remember, we're not really like a martial character. We're more of like that brooding strategist. So culture is kind of more up our sleeve. Plus, we're not notorious anyway, right? So the civil office official's concern sounds perfect. Let's see what he has to say. What does it take to become a good civil official? It doesn't feel like I'm improving. So I guess we're going to tell him. Just like that. We are done, and we gain some cultural rep. Yep. Apparently it also can give us gold as well, just to chat with the guy. You likely still have a thorough understanding of how to progress. As a tactician, it's your duty to make suggestions on how to unify the land. The strategy will vary depending on your ruler, but the ultimate goal is still to expand your territory. So when you're in a city, complete missions, build trust, inquire at facilities to find free officers to employ. In Parliament, in addition to employing more officers, you can also use plots or consider conscripting more troops if we're out. Right, you can also use privileges. You do get these very seldomly. You just basically have to do something spectacular for your liege to honor you with the privilege. A privilege is whenever I decide to take an action in Parliament, if I elect to use a privilege instead, it doesn't use up one of my normal stratagem points, and the liege cannot say no. So reserve that. Don't just throw that away. So, yep. So obviously, yeah, a privilege will allow us to command an entire army during a battle. So you can use this to, because the AI is kind of, let's be honest, guys. The AI in some of these games is not the best. So privilege means I'm the leader. I run every single officer and tell them what to do. So during a fight. So anyway, we can always use the help menu, and then, yeah, use the tails to talk to Sima Hui. We'll probably do more of that as well soon. Yep, we're free to do whatever we want. Indeed. I think we've already hit our requirement for the workshop. I'm actually going to, believe it or not, probably avoid doing more. Let's see, where are we at, actually? Does it say somewhere? Let's see. I don't quite see it. I'm sure we did 22 times 2. So yeah, if we do one more, we will get twice the reward. And the reason why I don't want to do that is because Liu Bei will then give me money, which he doesn't have. The city is running out of money right now. In fact, I'm trying to remember what we can do to sort that out. It might have been a mistake to bring that guy to Liu Bei. So, because he's now draining us as well. We could just come over here to the market just to help out, I believe. So if we come over here to the market, we can raise the city's level of commerce. Higher politics, the better results. Which also raises our income, yeah. So, yeah. Could also just do some inquiries too, just to get it going. So let's do that.
Oh.
Hey, it's Zheng Fei.
Oh.
That's Zhou Kang, I think. Yep. They use the same basic portraits for every single Romance of the Three Kings, I feel like. They do make slight modifications to them over the years, but basically, as soon as you play thousands of hours, you'll just recognize someone, basically.
Hi.
Something more fun to do? Sure. Alright. Yeah, they just chat about whatever, really. Something's happening again. Zhang Fei's visiting us again. Spend some time together tomorrow. Sure. Uh-oh. This is not good. Don't drink with Zhang Fei. Alright. Say the word. Thank you again for the stimulating conversation. Gained even more sympathy. Alright, that also gave us leadership experience and also troop and military wisdom. I can't remember what those do exactly, but they're probably helpful. So let's inquire more. We'll do 3 more inquiries, and then we'll help out with commerce. We acquired Mission Wisdom. Currently 1. Okay. Not sure exactly what those wisdoms are, but that appears to be something new as well, which is cool. One more inquiry. That's Jian Yang. We'll do commerce. So obviously we have a little bit of a lower stat, but 83 is still great. We're gonna gain 13 points. We don't have business as the other kind of issue here, but that's okay. All right. Obviously that costs us gold, so we will be draining our own gold, but we're investing into the city for our future, so that's okay. Spoiler alert, we may not be here for very long, so that's something to think about too. But anyway, let's go back and rest again. Head back to Parliament. It's now spring, which is what this is. Spring is the time where officers who've come of age join the force. In this case, Liu Feng, which is Liu Bei's son. Not actually good, because he's going to drain money now too. But whatever. Xinyi thrives and grows in size. That's good too. Alright, so we can see we actually have 4,000 gold, so we did gain quite a lot this year, apparently. So we should be good to go for at least a little bit more time. We do have 60,000 supplies. You need supplies. Those are the... that's what we'll get from harvest season based on the cultivation of the land. So always keep in mind that's a good idea. And then we have 37,000 troops. So they have 43,000 troops right here, and then they have 50,000 troops right here. If we attack either of these spots, since they are physically connected, they can support from this site. I think they could also send support reinforcements from here, or even over here. So, anyway, there's no way we're fighting Cao Cao, so let's just forget about it. Now, as you can see, we intentionally did just the minimum, basically. Apparently, our trust with the governor is only friendly. There's sort of a reason for that. We'll get into it when we get into Xu Shu's story, I suppose. But anyway, great job this season. Gain a bit of merit, and we won't get any extra gold, so that's good. Surprisingly, in this game, you want to avoid, at least for us for right now, I want to avoid getting gold. So, let's see, what do we want to do? Let's see what options we have. Yeah, marching is what allows us to conquer cities. So let's see, what's science then? We can strengthen our force as well as make scientific developments. So it uses up science texts and stratagem points. Okay. By acquiring the science to develop powerful troop types and siege weapons, you'll be able to include them in your units when you march against an enemy from here. I believe science is based on the city, so the science texts required to make developments for your force are obtained by raising the science level in the city, right? So we do not have, apparently, science text, so we cannot do any of this. It says I have... Oh, we have -3. We actually have so few books that we've lost some that we're missing. Oh, no, I get it. So it dropped... Wait, no. Yeah. It says we have 1... Hold on. Oh, I get it. We have 1, and this operation requires 2, so we would get -1, so we can't do it. All of these, it looks like, require 2, so we'll have to come back later when we have more texts, I suppose. I don't think there's really any benefit of gaining more information here. So I don't think we need to do any espionage diplomacy, though. We can negotiate with other forces. And yeah, it's important to boost friendly relationships with the other forces. So, we can demand surrender, we can form a coalition against a force. I don't know why Chen Dao keeps talking with us. We can do goodwill, which just builds friendship. I think, yeah, so we are already friendly with Liu Bei, and we are actually in an 18-month alliance, so we don't actually have to worry about dealing with any attacks from behind by these guys. We are hostile with Cao Cao's force, so we're lucky they haven't decided to kill us yet. We can also use plots. Our intellect is very high, so this is basically the main thing that we want to do. Destroy drops the city's walls. Provoke will hinder... Oh, the provoke command will hinder the recruitment of new soldiers. Interesting. These are indispensable. Yeah, for sure. I didn't know that you could... That must be new, maybe. So we can actually hit provoke on an enemy city. That stops them from drafting more soldiers if we get it off. So, collude is good stuff, too. If you manage to... trick an enemy officer to collude with us in the next fight. If they decide to march, if they lead a force against us in combat, then we can activate that collusion, and they will switch on the spot and fight their own army. So it is a tremendously powerful ability if you can manage to collude with someone that is going to be on the field, like someone with really high... combat ability, but perhaps low intelligence. So, I'm not sure I really like the fact that they keep, yeah, this is cool, but maybe they should do it perhaps a little bit less frequently, maybe? So, anyway, we can, spy, let's see, we can activate a spy during a battle to cause their troops to go into a panic. This is also a very good one. Let's see if we can do that, actually. Okay, I think it's based on... I'm pretty sure it's based on the public order that they have in the city, so let's check that first. Map. So this city right here has 87 public order, so that's pretty high. This one has 89. We could try up here and see if it works. I don't think there's any negative to do that, and we do restore strategy points every time anyway. We'll just send ourselves, though. Right. So we're going to spy on a certain officer. So let's sort it by int and look for someone that's low on the int category and someone that we believe would form an army against us. I think Xu Shang would probably be one of them. Maybe Liu Zhao would too. Let's look at stats. So Niu Jin would be a pretty good target too. He's got a little bit more int, but he definitely has more strength and leadership than these three guys, so he seems like a pretty likely target. A likely person that might form an army should we choose to take the field against them. So let's try Niu Jin then. Alright, so this is going to use up some of our city's gold, so, you gotta be kind of careful. We do have a craft, which apparently boosts our success rate for destruction and spying, and also increases the effects of destruction, so that's good to know. So it's going to cost us 200 bucks. One of my strategy points goes away. Niu Jin will be a spy for a year, and then this is sort of a bad explanation for this. What it really is we're slipping a spy into their army, and when we activate the ability in the combat, the spy basically terrorizes the force from within and leads them to chaos, basically. So, this will drop our friendship, but that's okay. We already hate them. It says Xu Shu thinks it could work, so let's give it a shot. Let's find out. Celebrations are called for. Niu Jin has a spy on him now. Alright. And that's the only thing I personally can do. Looks like I do get a bit of ingenuity wisdom. I'd like to... He just said I'd like to attack Runan, but yeah, Cao Cao would kill us. Yeah, we don't have enough strength to combat him. And I'm not really sure we should conscript right now anyway. Oh, we've already reached the maximum number of troops anyway, so... yep. I think we're good here. We could try to look for people to employ, but yet again, I kind of want to avoid that because it's going to cost us money. Although it looks like we're gaining a lot of money now. Why is that? We were losing like 600. We did increase our city's size. So it could very well be that because our city grew in size, we are now generating a ton more money and supplies. So let's see. I guess who can we employ? Liao Hua. I think we should try to employ him. So I'm going to ask now our leader Liu Bei, our ruler, to try to hire Liao Hua. I'm pretty sure this guy was part of our force anyway. Officer of Shu. Yep. Offered his services to Guan Yu, but was turned away. He later served under Liu Bei, though, fighting several battles. Saw both the rise and fall of the Shu Kingdom. So yeah, I think we should definitely do that. It costs 100 bucks. You have to give them something, right? No one's gonna want to throw down their life for nothing, right? And then I think it could work. So let's give it a shot. Okay, so Liu Bei says, if I understood your point of view just a bit better, then maybe I might consider it, but as it stands, I don't really agree with it. We can challenge them a debate to overturn rejection, and I will say, let's do it. So. 交渉に言い悪く Now this is going to be tough because he has Rhetoric, which increases attack power when playing cards with the same number during a debate. Ah, same number. Gotcha, that's what it is. Order has increased attack power when playing consecutive numbered cards. So that's why when we did 1, 2, 3, and then 4, our rhetoric kicked in and caused us to do stupid huge damage. So he's probably going to throw out 2 rebuts. I think if we do 2 asserts, that will be better. So as you can see here, here's the strategy. He knew I would throw out probably 2 asserts, so he's like, well, I'm just going to throw out 1 rebut then. Now he has the option of doing 1, 2, and 3. Heed, argue, and then rebut. And then, 1, 2, and 3. So he will have 6 points, and if we do a rebut and an assert, we will have 7. I don't know if this number is more important than the stack number or not, so I guess we'll find out. He could just beat us with 1, 2, and 3, so let's find out. Oh, wait, hold on. Ah, never mind. You have to do 3. Okay. Never mind, so we'll just win. So we absolutely crushed him there. he's upset about it. But now he has a ton of cards and we don't. So I'm assuming he's going to just destroy us. We're going to get rebut and confute next round, so we already have a rebut, so I'm just going to hit heed and lose. That's fine. So, he has 2 confutes now, actually. And we have to select at least a card. It says this card cannot be used on its own. If you use it and win, your attack power is increased. Okay. Okay, so we did lose that. Alright. Oh, we're still alive somehow. Okay, so he's gonna do... Oh, that sucks. That's unfortunate. Looks like, yeah, he's just gonna win then. Oh, man. Alright, so he misplayed then. That's okay. We'll get better at it. Liu Bei winning against Xu Shu probably would not have happened, but, you know, I'm still learning the game. Anyway, we gain a little bit of inexperience either way for trying, so we'll leave it for another day. That is, I think, all I would like to do for now, so let's continue. And then Guan Yu employs him. I'm like, hey, we should really use Liao Hua. And Liu Bei is just like, nah, that's just ridiculous. And then Guan Yu, his brother, is like, we should hire him. And Liu Bei's like, oh, okay, yeah, all right, let's do it. All right. Anyway, that's why you want to get the leader on your side, too. But it actually works in our favor. Debating gives us free intellect XP, and we learn how it works, too, most importantly. Alright. Ganshi wants to repair stuff. People want to do commerce. That's great. Yeah, it looks like our city increased in size. The maximum values before were 2,000, and now they're 3,500, so... I thought usually you had to max out these numbers in order to increase the size, but maybe they reworked those mechanics a little bit. Either way, let's keep our merit on the rise, and we will invent some stuff. This will also give us those fancy science books. Alright. Nice spring. There's a rumor that's been on my mind. Rumor has it there's a rather skilled individual sheltering in Zhangyang. I don't suppose you might be willing to sniff this person out, would you? Locating them will serve as your proof of strength. You have 12 months of good luck. Alright, so we have a request from our liege to find a free officer in Zhangyang. So, looks like we gain a bunch of tails. New items are available as well. Alright. So, it looks like we have a lot to do as far as the tails go. For now, I'm just going to finish my task. 22, and then one more. Alright. So we gained more science, and we gained intelligence. So. Oh, I didn't realize they would expire. Oh no. Okay. Well, I would have liked to see that, actually. Alright. Anyway, let's trigger this then. I didn't realize these had time limits. So, yeah, let's... I definitely wanted to showcase that choice event. I guess I'll spoil it for you since it's probably not going to happen anymore. Xu Shu is tricked by Cao Cao. Cao Cao learns how epic Xu Shu is, and wants to get him on his side, obviously. So what he does is he kidnaps Xu Shu's mom, who happens to be in one of the provinces he controls, and then has his officer, I think it was Cheng Yu, one of his civil servants, was forced to... not forced, but was asked to write as his mom, basically. And he wrote a letter to Xu Shu saying that he should come back and save her, right? So obviously his mom was also for Liu Bei, as he is, of course, too. And so Xu Shu did not see through the ploy, headed back to Cao Cao, found out that his mom was actually kidnapped, but she didn't want him to come back. She would have rather thrown away her life. To allow her son to support Liu Bei. So anyway, that's the whole story behind the title of this first episode, at any rate. So let's continue the tale of Zhuge Liang, though, since there's a timer here.
聞けば、福龍先生の異名を持つ諸葛亮殿という賢人がおられるそうだ。これから会いに行くから。
Now, the history with this, Xu Shu, the guy that we're playing, actually tells Liu Bei about the sleeping dragon. You see, Xu Shu, after being a warrior for a while, decided to learn more stratagems and tactics and whatnot, and eventually found the sleeping dragon and learned under him for a while. So Xu Shu is acquainted. We told Liu Bei that if he wants to recruit the sleeping dragon, he will need to visit the sleeping dragon. He will not win the sleeping dragon by inviting him over to the palace. So this is what Liu Bei is doing.
おいおい、そんなうさんくさい話を信じるってのか？どうせ無駄足になるに決まってるぜ。
わざわざ兄者が出向かずとも、人をやって連れてくればよいのではありませんか。
諸葛亮殿は州の太公望。漢の長領にも並ぶ才を持つという、そのような大賢人を呼びつけては失礼というものだ。さあ、分かったら支度をせよ。準備が整い次第出発するぞ。話によると、この辺りに諸葛亮殿の草案があるとのことだが。
本当にこんなとこに人が住んでんのか？たとえ住んでてもろくでもないやつに決まってら。
兄者、あの丘のふもとに見えるのがそのいおりでは。行ってみ。
失礼いたします。福龍先生のお住まいはこちらでしょうか？
はい、そうですよ。どちら様でしょうか？
申し遅れました。私は劉備というものです。福龍先生はご在宅でしょうか？
先生は朝からお出かけになっていて、いつ戻るかも分かりかねます。
ご不在とあれば仕方ありません。ここは一旦引き上げるとしましょう。
ではまた改めてお伺いします。先生が戻られたら劉備が参ったとお伝えください。
Liu Bei gains a bit of charisma experience for visiting the sleeping dragon one time. Alright. And I assume, let's see, 1 month has passed then since the last event. Alright, well, we did our workshop event. I think we will leave the exploration of Zhang Yang to the next episode. I hope you enjoyed. Hopefully my synopsis of Xu Shu's background satisfied your appetite to see that tale. I had no idea that they were timed. That's pretty unfortunate. But that is basically, I believe, what would have happened. Hopefully we didn't miss out on anything too epic. But either way, we are not falling for Cao Cao's ploy, and we are going to stay with Liu Bei to help his force become the best in the land. So we'll continue that next time. Peace.